Howdy folks, thank you for joining us for the Big Red preview show, getting ready to bring you all the updates for the Big Red's homecoming matchup next weekend. I'm here with Jerry Sheng and Cooper Davis, Cornell's two biggest football fans, and they're excited to preview what's coming up next weekend. First things first, Cooper, the Yale Bulldogs are coming off a 7-3 season and ranked first in the All-Ivy preseason poll. How does Cornell, rank 7th in the same poll, make a statement this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's all about capitalizing off of Yale's roster transitions. You look at their wide receiver room on offense particularly. Wide receivers Ryan Lindley and Mason Tipton are no longer with the team. Those were their two leading receivers last year. Additionally, quarterback Nolan Grooms is not returning to the Yale Bulldogs. He's replaced by quarterback Brogan McKay, who had a good game against Holy Cross last week. But if you're Cornell, you're going to want to take advantage of an emerging and developing Yale offense this weekend.
What did we see from Cornell against Colgate, and what needs to change, Jerry?
Well, I think we need to see stronger defensive stops. You saw Cornell's passing game was incredibly promising against Colgate, but we failed to stop QB runs. Michael Brescia for Colgate had a key second quarter touchdown to put themselves up. If we want to stay in the game against Yale, we need to prevent these big chunk plays from happening and prevent any two-score deficits if possible.
Hopefully the Cornell defense can take the initiative on Saturday. Cooper, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, it's all about defense. On third downs last week, Colgate was 7 for 14 while Cornell was only 3 for 10. If Cornell really wants to capitalize off of this Yale young offense and young team, they need to be able to stop the Yale Bulldogs on third down and capitalize on third down themselves.
Absolutely. That sounds like a recipe for success the Big Red defense could certainly benefit from. What are the keys to the game for the Cornell Big Red this weekend? Jerry?
Well, I think it has to be consistency on offense. We struggled with that last year. All 7 of our losses were for 2 scores or more. You bring in a guy like Dan Swanstrom from UPenn, who is an offensive-minded coach, and we know that. All 6 of his wins last year with Penn, 20-plus points or more. 2 of those wins, 30-plus points or more. He averaged 115 rushing yards per game. So if he can bring that explosiveness back to our offense, and we already saw this with Colgate too, 24 points. If he can bring that consistency to our offense, we're going to keep it competitive with Yale.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly Dan Swanstrom, big off-season addition for the Big Red, and really excited to see him make his home debut here in Ithaca. Cooper, anything to add?
Yeah, Jerry talked about the rushing game last week, only 24 for 89 on the ground. And it's all about, in the game of football, controlling the time of possession. Last week you saw Cornell only have 25 minutes of possession. But if you look back at the Yale game from last year, they had 34 minutes of possession, were able to keep the game close, and obviously capitalize off of that on a last-second Jackson Kennedy field goal. And I think close games, especially in conference play, are so important.
Thank you guys for joining us. We're really jazzed up and excited to see the Big Red take on Yale this upcoming Saturday. We hope to see you there. Go Big Red!